up, everybody?
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the campfire.
Oh. You know, I just realized we need to update the intro and put Hayden on there.
I was actually literally about to say that as you said that. It's like,
Yeah.
hey, you have one more to add on there.
Yeah, we kind of dropped the ball on that one a little bit. Hayden been on here for a while, but
I was just going to wait for you guys to figure it out.
Hi,
Mike.
That's that one. Oh, there we go. There we go, Mike.
Oh, there you go.
Mike, he totally agrees. I totally agree that your job sucks because you're not on here, Mike.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess it's that Slack guy that does the intros. We were just talking backstream because, you know, I took Fridays off work to start working more on the YouTube channel and helping it grow and stuff like that, and doing some more stuff for YouTube. And Friday has pretty much become an extra weekend rove day because that's all I seem to get done is Parks on the Air. So, you know, which none of my subscribers really care because most of my subscribers are the ones out there hunting me. But I'll tell you, it's rough to keep caught up. So what have you guys been up to?
Well, I did my repeat offender at Rock Creek Park yesterday.
Nice. I seen that. I seen that you posted it on the photo page.
I was only there for like an hour, maybe. I still got like 60 QSOs in. So the bands were really good this weekend. Despite, you know, all the sad hams on Facebook like, the bands were bad. The bands are no. I was hearing clear across the country, like, no. I was getting DX. No, the bands are fine. You just weren't hamming hard enough.
Well, you probably were out at the right time because I'm going to tell you this weekend 40 was the new 6 meter. You know, 6 meter when it's there, it's great, but then it can be gone in a second. And I'll tell you the story. Saturday night, I was at, I don't even remember which park because, and I'll get into all that parks in a minute, but I was at a park and on 40 meters, I did 130 some QSOs, and including a park to park with Wyoming on 40 meters, a California call on 40 meters, and a Washington State call on 40 meters. So, I mean, 40 was just booming.
Yeah, 40 was really good as well.
Yep. Then I leave that park and I drive an hour to my next park, and I get on there, and 40 is absolutely dead. Everybody's posted in the Discord, can't hear you, can't hear you, can't hear you. So I ended up doing most of the activation on 60 and 80. So, I mean, it's there and it's great, and then it's gone.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but like I said, and then, you know what? I did the smart thing for once. And what I did before I went and did my activation is I went on the Washington, D.C. Ham Radio Club group. It's HCHAC or whatever. And I put up like, hey, I'm doing a POTA activation at this park, at Rock Creek Park. If you want to try to get me on 2 meters, because, you know, DC is tiny as shit, so you could talk to everybody on 2 meters pretty much. You know, I'll be monitoring. And sure enough, people started calling on 2 meters. So, like, I think whenever I go and do a DC activation, that's kind of the way to go, is just put up a little email saying, hey, call me on 2 meters, see if you can get the QSO. You know, try to get the 2 meter activity generating again. And then another thing I've been doing is you know, I don't know if people saw the little kind of meme I posted of using my Abri antenna on my DMR hotspot, but I've been trying to hunt satellites with this and see how it works. And so far the reception is amazing, but I can't seem to get in. So I don't know. I might need to get an arrow to get in, but, you know, hey, for receiving antennas, this is working pretty good. So, receiving satellites, I should say, is working pretty good so far.
Sweet.
Yeah, it is. I've been trying to get into satellites because I'd like to do that. Like, you know, I've been kind of preluding this video for a long time, but the ban conditions just haven't been there. Doing a technician ban only activation. Just to prove that it can be done.
Sure.
Now, and like I said, the conditions have to be there because if 10 meters isn't open, you're kind of SOL. But I mean, there's always FT8. So
that's what I was going to ask. Are you going to limit yourself to FM, or are you going to do digital?
I'm going to really try to do FM because there are cheap options out there FM wise, like the TYT. I think it's 8,000. It's the quad band where it does 10, 6, 2, and 70 centimeters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to kind of limit it to FM, and satellites as well, because Tex can obviously do all the satellites that are available right now. So
sure.
I was gonna say I've done technician only, but it was all 10 meter. I did like 15 contacts on 10 meter.
Yeah, I mean you could easily do it on FT8,
Oh, this was
on any given day. But yeah, sideband. Yeah, you just have to wait till it's open, and right now it just hasn't been very open. Although it's weird because the only stations I end up hearing on 10 meters when I go and do an activation are South American stations.
Well, I'll tell you, because a lot of people always say, well, it's not open, it's not open. But, I went there when people were swearing it's not open before and then make contact. So.
Yeah, well, sure. It's more of people just aren't on it.
Sometimes you just gotta try. It's open.
Yeah.
I'm fixing to start doing a whole lot more 6 because I'll tell you what. I got back from my road yesterday a little bit in time before the football game. So I popped open a box that I've been meaning to pop open for a while because if you remember, I needed this 1-to-1 bow in here, and I got it at a Ham Fest for free. So I was like, you know what? I ain't got any excuse. I need to test this antenna really quick. And I wasn't going to hook it all the way in up to the shack because I'd had to brought all my radio gear and set it up and stuff where I'd been out. But I went and I ran it up really quick I got a new painter pole mast that I've been trying a few things on, and I ran it on the antenna analyzer, and I was getting like a 1.2, and I was like, this might be pretty good. So I'm kind of excited about that thing.
Yeah. And a real quick shout out, Evan in the chat. Evan, I sent you your stickers, but for some reason the post office said your address isn't right on QRZ. So I don't know. You got to send me your address. Send me an email. I did send you your stickers though, but they got returned to me. So that was just my public service announcement. Hey, I didn't forget about you, bud.
and he also sent your call sign, Evan, and it got returned in the mail. So we don't know what happened there.
I still say Evan's a secret agent, and it's all a facade that he shows us. He's working for the CIA or something.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's why a lot of times when he's in Patreon chat, he keeps his camera off because he's doing top secret.
He's some exotic place on a secret mission.
He's over in Durkistan fighting the terrorists.
Hey, I've got to hop off real quick, guys. I'll be right back.
All right, Hayden. So I will tell you this. So last Wednesday, I put a challenge out on my page and on my live stream for activators to, it's Suicide Awareness Month, and 22 veterans commit suicide every month. So I wanted to do something for that. And the activator challenge was to activate 22 different parks with at least 22 contacts by the end of the month, which was 22 days to be exact. So you had to either do a park a day or do multiple or whatever. And I told people, if you're in an area that it's absolutely impossible to get 22 different parks, shoot me a message and I'll look at your area. And if it's not possible, I'll work something else out to where you can do the challenge. I'll be fair to everybody. Because some areas you can't do 22 different parks.
No. No, like Texas or something.
But
Middle of Texas.
Nobody sent me emails asking for an exception yet. But and for the hunters, it's contact me 22 times while I'm in the park. It's fairly easy for a hunter, and I will say it must be very easy because I've already had 2 different hunters contact me to check their contacts, and they are both over 22. And I'm not going to say which one won because somebody else might be over 22 earlier than them and not checked theirs yet. So I'm giving it till Wednesday, about an hour before the stream. If you think you're the winner for the challenge coin, make sure and message me and let me check your contacts by Wednesday, an hour before my stream. The 2 that have got it so far already, I don't care to tell you who they are, and that's Alpha Delta 2 Charlie Delta,
of
course, and Kilo 9er Alpha Echo Echo Kent. Both of them guys are over 22 already, and as far as you activators, I don't know who else. I know Craig was out there activating a lot on Saturday trying to do it, but it is day number 4, and I have right now, and I ain't even counting going out tonight, I've got 18 of my 22 in.
Do sodas count?
I would count a soda.
Okay, so I have 2 so far.
I would count a soda.
Yeah, I have 2 so far. Then it's not in a park, but I mean, it's outside.
Yeah. You had to work to get to your soda. I would count. No,
oh yeah.
I don't know that I would give you credit for a drive-up soda.
No, I mean, with that soda, you drive to like a parking lot, but it's still like a quarter mile and it's straight up.
A quarter mile packing gear is like for us fat hams is horrible.
No, I mean, I'm not.
Well,
yeah.
no, you're not a typical ham radio person.
No.
You don't have the ham radio belly.
I'm not fat and old. You're right.
And
give it time. There's lots of beer that'll help you with that.
And you're not bald.
That's why I'm drinking seltzer.
You're not bald enough either.
Yeah. I'm not fat, old. Well, I'm kind of retired at the moment, but yeah.
Listen, I need to be retired. If anybody wants to help me be retired, I'm good. I am good on Zed.
Yeah. I mean, well, yeah. My wife just has a really good job right now, so I'm lucky for that. I'm lucky.
Hey, speaking of the sad hams, I did manage to take one of them off today. So I was at 1813, I believe is the one I was at, or maybe it's the one before it. One of the two. I think it was 1813, because I was like, all right, last call, and dude tunes up on me. I'm like, really, dude? I was on last call. So I was like, all right, maybe not last call. I'll stay a little bit since somebody wants to do it. So I called CQ a couple times. And I got 4 or 5 more calls. I was like, last call. He tunes up again. I was like, all right, never mind. Keep on going. Got 3 or 4 more. I did this like 4 or 5 times, and finally nobody would come back. And I called last call, and he didn't tune up. And I was like, all right, well, since he decided not to tune up on me, I guess I'll free the frequency. And as I was getting ready to hit the button, I hear him say, "Fucking douchebag."
Yeah, I mean, I guess a more wholesome version of that happened to me, where I was gonna get off 20 meters and move up to 40, and like every time I'd stand up to go change out the antenna, I'd hear "park to park," or I'd hear WA7PB. This is blah blah blah. I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, okay. You're sitting there calling CQ for 2 minutes. No one comes back. It's like, all right, maybe it's time to change bands, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, I'm here. It's like, all right, I'll help you out.
People always do that. There's no last call is normally my way to get some more contacts, because you call last call and they're just
you're warning them.
Yeah. And you got these people, and I've asked a couple of people, like, why do you wait till I call last call? I mean, there were just like 3 open CQs, and the band condition wasn't the greatest, and I was trying to get the optimal, and they came in 5.9. I'm like, come on.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Like this weekend was crazy on the radio because there was a lot going on. I guess there's some contest. I heard a lot of Ohio State parks on the air.
Now that was Ohio did a Ohio POTA Parks on the Air thing,
Yeah.
and that I love the ideal. It was a great ideal. It was to raise awareness of parks on the air in Ohio and stuff like that. And it was only the state parks in Ohio. I actually drove out and worked a few Ohio parks, but I only and I'll get to why I did this. I only did one state park, and the rest of them I did wildlife management areas because here was the thing. They did a real good job with it, but they didn't. There was a lot of clubs out there and a lot of new people who don't do parks on the air, and they wasn't even spotted on the page. And then when they would call you park to park or whatever, they wouldn't even know their park number. They would only know their park designator. Like I was in LSN or something like that. And they'd only know their designator, and then you'd have to go look up that park and get their park number and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, I heard a couple of operators that were doing it both, though.
Yeah,
like, I heard a couple of operators are like POTA Park, blah blah blah, Ohio State Parks on the air, blah blah blah.
Right. Not all of them. Now that's what I said. A lot of them were activators, and they were doing it right. But like it got kind of annoying, so I just I'm gonna hit these wildlife management areas, and I still would get them, and they'd like, "What's your designator?" I was like, "I'm in a wildlife management area."
Yeah. Well, yeah, and a lot of people may not know this, but I know this. Ohio State Parks on the Air was actually one of the very first Parks on the Air programs out there. That's what inspired NPOTA.
Okay.
Yeah, because Ohio State Parks on the Air came around I think 2008 or something. Where they actually had a way to track what park you were at, and people have been playing ham radio in parks forever, but no one did a program until Ohio State Parks on the Air came on, and I'm sure there might even be something before that. I don't know if WWF was around before that, but yeah, that was one of the very first programs. That's a pretty old programs.
Yeah. I mean, it was a great idea. I would like to do something like that in West Virginia, but I think I would really push guys. This is, we're doing POTA here. We got to have our kilo numbers. Yes, you got to have some way to reference for the people that's just doing that, but we got to do it right,
Yeah, I'm trying to fix Jason's SBitX while we're talking.
Is that what he's streaming on? I know I voted on it.
Yeah, well, I told him hey man, that's gonna be awesome. Hey, and he said you should come and talk about it with me. I'm like, all right, fine. I'm not an expert, but I've had mine for a little bit, and I've been playing with it, and that's an awesome freaking radio. It is like a $500 made in some guy's basement kind of radio, but if you get it working, it's an awesome radio. Let's see. Ooh, what's Mike has some controversy for us. Now, hunters are giving some of our activators a hard time about following POTA rules. Has anyone seen this post on the Facebook page?
I saw it just a couple minutes ago, and I like Jason's response to it.
What is Jason's response?
Is it the post where the guy was saying he wasn't going to copy all 4 parks that the guy was in because you can't be in 4 parks at once? He's breaking the rules and stuff. Is that the one?
No, it's what I read was that the guy was asking about multiple operators at the same park, but there was only one activator talking and giving out the other call signs. They were there, but they weren't getting on the air.
Yeah, that
Jason said that in the rules, all of that's addressed on how to activate. It's under the activator video. They got a video. It's great. Go watch it if you ever have any questions about activating. But Jason also said that instead of putting your drama on Facebook, if
Send
you
an email.
suspect somebody or have a question on how things go, there's a help desk
Yeah.
that you can send an email to and, get
That's how I've addressed
responses from people in the know.
Yeah, that's how I've addressed the POTA problem child every time I find out he's doing something else
Yes.
funky. Yeah.
Well, not only that, but if you have a problem with the way a certain activator does something, why don't you send the activator an email and talk to him? Don't go blasting somebody on Facebook about something you don't even know what's going on. Why don't you just ask somebody?
Well, see, that's the culture today. Somebody wants to post something on Facebook to call somebody out, and then they want to get recognized for it. You know what I mean?
I don't think you're the POTA problem child, Jason.
Jason's here. Okay. Yeah. Hey, Jason. I'm trying to work through your issue. It's possible your final might be blown because that's been an issue in some of those radios. I don't know. If you have it transmitted though, I'd be surprised if your final is blown, but we'll see. But yeah, I don't know. Like people like stress out and stuff over POTA, and it's not worth stressing out. It's an activity for fun.
Yeah.
Like, if people are doing scumbag things, right? Just don't talk to them and just kind of bring awareness to other people. Like, hey, maybe not bring awareness, but like, just don't, like, the one person that we talk about, like, if I see him on, I'm not gonna work him because I don't think he's being honest. So
yeah, there's two that I refuse to work. So, I know for a fact what they do. It's been proven multiple times, and
yeah,
I listen.
I
love getting contacts. I love being, the person that's got the most contacts ever. But I'll pass on those contacts because I myself, if that person feels right about cheating, that's on them.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to feel right about doing it because then I'm cheating as well when I know about it.
And then you know what? I'm a strong
And this is
believer in
right.
karma. Like what goes around comes around. Like I think everyone's kind of experienced that. If you're a generally, POS person, putting it nicely, then bad stuff's probably gonna happen to you. Things are probably not gonna go your way pretty soon. So, just be a good person and move on. That's what I kind of learned my lesson about. I was like, it's not worth worrying about these other people. Like, you do the best you can, and yeah. My rant's over.
The Molson rant is over.
Yeah, the Molson rant.
Molson has a patent on YouTube rants now, I think.
Well, I have a patent on rants.
No, you have one too.
Oh, I thought you said I did. No,
Molson does.
Yeah, Molson rants.
Yeah,
they're epic.
Yeah, no, I know Molson rants are, but I think if I hope Molson comes to one of these ham fests because I'd love to like just get him egged on about something when he's drunk one day and just see how that goes.
So it's really
Like
easy.
Molson, tell me what you think about Justin Trudeau, and just sit there for hours, just free entertainment.
Oh God. Anyway.
So
you guys got anything cool coming up anyway?
I am making a little bit an off the path video today, talking not today. This don't put it on Tuesday. that's going to be talking about filters for your station, particularly high pass filter. You know what it does. So new people figure out like, hey, if you have an AM signal coming through your radio, this is what you need to do. Because I put one on my end fed, and before it was like an S9 plus 20 noise, and now it's dead quiet with a preamp on.
Nice.
So yeah, it's beautiful. And then I'll have to show you guys the preview of the video I'm working on. It's like a comedy sketch called an average FT8 activation. So yeah,
An average FT8 activation.
yeah,
Sounds like a parody to me.
yeah.
So
Let's just say there'll be McDonald's involved.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
let me tell you. I don't even want to. Oh God. Anyway.
Oh, I've already got the chat started on Justin Trudeau, so there you go. Cheers. You're about to get demonetized, James.
Pat, do you do any SSTV at all?
I really want to. I really do. I would love to do an SSTV activation, especially in DC with all the monuments. You could get like amazing like pictures and just
that's my
send
point.
them. Awesome.
I'm trying to build up to it, and because I really want to do a full FT8 or SSTV activation.
Yeah.
But here the last couple of days, I've been spotting myself on SSTV, and I can't get nobody to hunt me on it.
Yeah, I mean it's tough because.
Are you doing it on 20 or 40?
I tried both today. Last night I tried 80 and 40.
It uses a sideband carrier, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it should be upper sideband.
Yeah, but the problem is too, like you need like a pretty, like it needs to be pretty quiet. Otherwise, you can get a lot of splatter in, with the way people are nowadays on the air. Gosh forbid they move their net 1 kilohertz off the SSTV frequency. Just saying. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been rough, and and then I start getting messages. People's like, how come you're not getting mine? I'm like, I don't know.
Well, I think we need to play around with it more. That was pretty fun on the after chat when we were doing it.
Well, you guys can go ahead and count on doing it again on the after chat this week.
Okay.
I'm wanting to get everybody to where I'm wanting to get my hunters to where they can. Well, I gotta get 12 contacts. We don't do that 10 crap. We gotta get 12 at least. So
yeah, I think SSTV is one of the most underutilized modes especially for like parks on the air. I mean, I get you have to have like the equipment with you and everything. That's kind of a challenge in itself, but
a laptop and HRD.
Nothing that I don't normally have with me, So
yeah, I mean most people though. Let's
actually you mentioned HRD, Hayden, and you need to get with Toby and work with her on HRD because I don't know how to do it on HRD because I use the whatever.
Well, it's basically the same thing. But do you have Ham Radio Deluxe, James?
No.
Okay.
But like she was getting my CQ.
Yeah.
She even sent me a picture of my CQ. Not as pretty as it looks on my screen, of course, but she was getting
another thing the SBitX does natively is SSTV.
Nice.
So see,
my biggest problem is I haven't messed with it in years, and I've forgotten how to add pictures to the transmit and manipulate them with your call sign and everything. So I got to play around with that.
Yeah.
So here's the thing: it does it natively. That means tonight when I do my activation, Pat, I'm going to go there, and you better hunt me.
I don't have any pictures loaded up in it, so
I don't care. Send just put my call sign and send it. I don't care.
Oh, okay, yeah. I mean, that's fine. If you want me to do that, I'll do that. I don't care. Yeah, that thing's I love that little radio when it works.
look at it this way. You could actually be the first person to make an SSTV POTA contact with the POTA King, Pat. That's money right there.
Oh.
You can do a whole you can do a whole video on that and get like 1 million subscribers or something.
I told Mike I should be the POTA Skywalker.
The POTA Skywalker.
Because I'm the youngest of all of you, you know.
Mike didn't come to Jason's happy hour chat the other night, and they were talking about the porta potties on the air.
Oh yeah.
And I told him that I nominated Mike for the Potty King since I was already the POTA King.
Yeah, you know, well, it was pretty funny, man. That was fun. I was a little hungover after that night, man. I'm not gonna lie.
You don't drink enough.
Oh, I don't think that's the problem.
Gotta work on that tolerance, Pat.
You know, when I was in the Navy, man, whew,
I'll say no
I
more.
drunk like a sailor, yeah. I would go out at 9 o'clock and I'd come back like a minute before Liberty expiration, and I'd go out the next day and do the same thing.
Yeah, I can remember those days. Yeah.
See, there it is. Someone already affirmed it.
There
I'm
you
the
go,
POTA
yeah.
Skywalker. There you go.
I'll tell you what. I can definitely, you know, they were saying that I was POTA Yoda and Mike was Kenobi.
Yeah, POTA-1 Kenobi.
Mike was POTA-1 Kenobi. That's when he said the Skywalker thing. But I'll tell you what, I must be teaching the Force, because I kid you not, the other night I went to a band, no sponsor, nothing. I was getting ready to type my stuff in, and I said, "Is this frequency in use?" and got a power. I literally got like 5 to 7 straight calls before I even had my stuff typed in, you know, because I was changing bands and stuff. And I'm like, man, you guys kill me. Actually, I wasn't changing bands. I was just getting at that part. But they knew I had posted, you know, so many minutes to the next part, blah, 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 blah. And they were just sitting there waiting to pounce, man. It's crazy.
Yeah.
What heck? One night, because I always spot in Discord first, even if it's just a mere second. I'll spot in Discord first. And one night, it got so busy off the Discord spot that I totally had forgot to even spot on POTA. And I got done, and I was like, I said, all right, I guess I'm QRT. And then I looked, and I was like, oh man, I haven't even spotted on POTA. So I spotted and got like another 35 calls.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm thinking next year I might take a run at Bailey Sprott.
The activator side or the hunter side?
I mean, technically you could do both at once.
Yeah, you could.
If you do a park to park like once a
Yep.
day, there you go. You have a hunted. And if you don't, you just go home and hunt a park.
No, I don't have a park to park once a day because of my ice storm activation that I did on FT8.
Yeah. Yeah, no, like, oh, I know it's hard, but, you know, I also am blessed because, like, I have, like, what, 50 parks within an hour of me, so.
Yeah, it would be a lot easier for Pat to do it than a lot of people.
Yeah.
That's
well, I wouldn't say easy, but it's more doable because, like, you know, yeah, I mean, there could be like a freaking hurricane or something here. Unlikely, but you know, of course, the year I want to do it, there's gonna be like tornadoes and earthquakes and hurricanes and all this other shit, and it's gonna make it like impossible. So, yeah, Mike is saying it's one of the hardest things he's done in ham radio. I could probably definitely see that because it's one thing to say I hunted 300 countries or whatever the heck, but you did that over 10 years. To say like I You know, every single day I sat down in front of a radio, and you had to spend maybe as little as 5 minutes, maybe a couple of hours to try to hunt a park. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I mean, Mike's saying how hard it is as the hunter side,
Oh, yeah.
and
No.
I think it's double hard as an activator side.
Yeah. Especially when you don't go to McDonald's and, you know, but, you know,
Can I
yeah.
biggie size that contact for a park?
Oh, you just wait. McDonald's will be in that video I was telling you about. It will be.
When's that coming out, Pat?
I don't know. I'm working on it. I'm trying to do it with some nuance, you know. I don't
Okay.
want people to think I'm making fun of POTA or people who do FT8 activations. It's just a parody. And you know, like how some of these hams are, like they couldn't take a joke if, you know,
Sure.
it was written out for them. So,
Well,
yeah.
just put a disclaimer at the beginning.
Oh, yeah. No, there will be. Yeah.
For all of those with sensitive feelings, you probably shouldn't watch.
So
And more expensive.
I put that comment up there because yeah, it's definitely more expensive for sure.
Oh, yeah.
I'll tell you what, man. I'll be honest. There's a lot of days. We'll put, there's a lot of weekend rows that get done because I've got a lot of good people who support me doing what I do. My Patreons are awesome people, and the people who does the buy me a coffee and stuff. You know that they keep me going to these places, so it does help.
One thing I kind of wish you would have done when you started this, though, James, is you should have done brought like a camera with you, like just get like a digital camera or whatever, right? And like record most or some or all of the activation, and then at the end of the week, like go through like the best moments, right?
Uh, let me.
Just like the best moments, not like the whole thing. Like don't put all
I,
your contacts. But like
I
if you
get.
get a contact with like someone in the Vatican City or whatever, and you just happen to get it on the camera, you just put it like a little montage, put it once a week, like this week in POTA, you know, in the date. And that would have been
I,
awesome.
I get that, and coming from somebody who uh, doesn't do activations daily, you could probably see that would be easy. But I'm telling you right now, it's I don't have a second extra. Like I was just telling Hayden before the thing, like
I mean, that's the
I,
thing though. You don't really need much time to do this. You just like turn on a camera and turn it off. And if something really cool happens, then like you just get that one little clip and then you put a bunch of little clips together in a little video
Yeah,
every
just
week
get
of
like
like
some B-roll.
this week in POTA.
and that's the thing. That's the thing. I would say, yeah, I'm going to do that, and then it's unedited clips, and I would look at it and I'd say, this is garbage, and then I would
No,
spend.
don't put up the unedited stuff. That's what I'm saying. Like,
No, yeah, you put out, you start going edit. That's just like Mike was asking me, when's our video coming out? You know, it's a really cool video. I got a really cool video with Mike. I wasn't going to let it out of the bag, but he was asking about it. And it's going to come out this week. I've been working on it, but just that, man. And there's not a whole lot of editing done to it.
K8MRD, Mike?
No, Mike, that should be on our stream right now.
Oh. Okay, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think it'd be a neat little idea where, like, even if you don't have any contacts, like, just have like a B-roll footage of you in the park for like 20 seconds and be like, I was at this park at this day. And I know, the Whiskey One RCP says like video editing does take a while. Like, I'm not saying like make like a freaking full-on production, right? I'm just saying like put like a few
Just little
clips together.
snippets.
Yeah, a few clips together.
You know, maybe
It doesn't have to be good. It doesn't have to be perfect.
I could do something like that for like, and just put it out like on Twitter or something like that. But I've been trying to do a little bit better quality on my YouTube than when I first started and stuff like that. So, but yeah, I could do that on some social media.
Yeah.
You're right. You're
I
right.
don't know. I think it'd be interesting. I think it'd drive some attention to your channel, because people could be like, oh, this is cool. Like seeing all the places you go, the things you might see that, like, I don't
Some
know.
of the places I activate, nobody wants to see.
Hey, I'm sure there's meth lab aficionados out there somewhere. So,
like I tell you what, I could literally probably go to where I activate one of my most popular activations at, and I could call CQ pot plants on the air.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's.
I don't know,
I might,
man. Hey, weed culture's huge in America. Just saying.
oh, funny stuff, funny stuff. Now Kent said something about my Pearson activation. I got a really cool activation video coming out tomorrow on Monday Night Ham Radio. You should definitely check that one out. It's got a surprise ending to it. So it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. No, I bet. And you know what? I want to know, like, so maybe you don't remember, but the last few times I've called you back on the radio, how did I sound?
Your signal's a lot better than it used to be.
That was on the SBEC. That was on the SBIDX.
Yeah, your signal is. I do know. I know for a fact because your signal has dramatically gotten better.
I was running like low power too. I was only running like 10, 20 watts.
Speaking of low power, so last night the last thing I did was SSTV, and I had dropped the power down pretty low because my radio was already hot. It had been going for a while, and I dropped the power down to, I don't know, like 33 watts or something stupid. And this morning on my first activation, my first contact was November 3 X-Ray Lima Sierra. And he posted in Discord, he said, "Where are you? I've heard mouses that are louder." And then I happened to look after he said that on my thing. And I was at like 33 watts. I was like, let's go back to 83.
If anybody's interested, I put in the chat the link for your video tomorrow night. If they want to get a head start on watching it and get the alerts.
If you're in the chat and you're not subscribed, please do so, because I need to give away 2 antennas. Like 2 antennas are just like wanting new homes. And when I get 1,000 subscribers, that's what we're going to do, is give away 2 antennas. And if you are subscribed, make sure you're clicked on that notification bell so you can see this stuff when it comes out.
And at 500, this is going to a lucky person.
Ooh.
I already gave one away on TikTok. So
cool.
Yep, I'll give another one away, and then when I hit 1,000, yeah, I'll do something even more special.
Yep.
Hey, TikTok's been working well for me lately. I don't know.
Pat is the TikTok king, man.
That's it.
Well, you know what? Like, So I will say though, TikTok is a game of quantity over quality, whereas YouTube's kind of the reverse, where if your videos are dog shit, no one's gonna watch it. You can have the most dog shit shaky video on TikTok, and if it's 2 people fighting, you get 5 million views. Okay, like, it is what it is. But and TikTok is no young man's. And you know what?
I agree.
You're not wrong though, because my analytics, like TikTok has analytics like YouTube, and I think over 70% of my audience is under 40. And even on YouTube, like, I guess a lot of them go over the YouTube, but I think like 60% of my audience is under 40. So like I'm really reaching a lot of young people, and that's good, because like people message me on TikTok like, "Hey, I got my license because you helped me out with this and that and whatever." And it's like, cool.
That's awesome.
I'm gonna bet there's not an analytic for it on YouTube, but I'm gonna bet that 80 to 85% of my audience is people who are registered with Parks on the Air.
Probably.
And if you're not registered on Parks on the Air, shame on you. You need to get registered and make a contact with me.
You'll probably have some awards on there if you don't already.
Absolutely.
I must have hunted for a month before I registered and learned everything about it when I first got started.
Yeah, that's funny because like people who've like hunted Parks on the Air and are not registered and stuff, you know, they could get registered and all of a sudden they're already 3 awards in, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, like TikTok's just a whole different universe from YouTube, because what's really weird too is like if I make a short that's like 10, 15 seconds long, whatever, right? If I put it on TikTok, it can get 20,000 views. If I put it on YouTube, it can get like 2. And it's like, what is this algorithm? Like, how do 20,000 people like my video on one platform and it's bad on another? Like, what? So I don't know. YouTube's kind of weird with their shorts. I'll say that.
Probably because the guys who are from QRZ, they don't like TikTok. They don't watch it, so you know they only bash the YouTubers.
Well, to be honest with you, you know, most people that, and I know I do the same thing. I don't go to YouTube for shorts. I'm going to watch something that's educational. You know, if you're just doing something, it's like a commercial. I skip commercials.
How in the world did you end up on my channel?
Who? You don't do shorts.
Oh.
I don't know, but you said the educational.
Well, yeah, you got a lot of educational stuff there, James. I was learning about Parks on the Air, and you were you were one of the top guys that was doing Parks on the Air stuff.
I will tell you that there's a lot of educational videos coming out, including that one with Mike. I had planned on putting a different video out before the Mike one because it's in a series, but I'm going to go ahead and drop the Mike one first, just because I should have had it out like last week or the week before. Again, with that editing thing, I don't like it. Yeah.
I don't know. I can edit a video pretty quickly, I find.
But you know,
just give me an afternoon, it's done.
Maybe we should try this. You know, I used to complain and say I needed a tank, and I was taking applications, and I got Hayden, and that worked out really well for me. So I'm also taking applications for somebody that wants to come to my house weekly and edit videos and mail out QSO cards. And
you need a secretary.
Yeah, I need a secretary
with video editing experience.
With video editing experience. So if you'd like to put in an application, I am good on the Zed. I bet that don't work out as easy for me this time, Hayden.
I don't know. I don't have much experience editing videos. I only have 2 out, and one of them was a live stream, so I didn't have to edit it too much. But I should have a couple more coming up here shortly.
Most of the programs out there nowadays make it like pretty much brainless, where it's like you could just slap together the clips, put in a few transitions, put in some music, and as long as your filming's okay, then it'll look decent.
I use
my soda video, like I use that was edited and everything, and I think that came out great. So
I use a program called MOV for editing, and I really liked it because it lays out the storyline, and then you got the audio underneath, and you can interject different things and change the music, and it's really neat.
That's like a lot of people ask me why I pay for my video editing software and stuff, because there's free stuff out there. And I'm like, well,
the best things cost money, and that
because
you get better options when you pay for things too.
Yeah, I got Cyberlink, and that one costs money, but it's a great program.
Well, not only that, but I've been using this video editing software since not even this YouTube channel, way before this YouTube channel. Believe it or not, this is my 3rd YouTube channel, and we're not even going to talk about the other 2. But
how to make moonshine was one of them, right?
Well, that ain't hard to do.
No.
But
if you can make soup, you can make moonshine. Just saying.
Yep.
Now one of them was more of like a motivational thing after my brain cancer and stuff. I really enjoyed that. And I'm actually, since we're talking about it, I'm actually considering adding a 2nd channel. that has nothing to do with ham radio once again. But I've got to see if I'm going to have the time to do it. And
Yeah.
it won't be this year for sure because I got too much stuff I got left to do this year. And it's like everybody's already asking me my POTA goals for next year. And I'm like, they're not going to be as extreme as this year. I'm telling y'all.
Yeah, I have to disagree with GT. He said TikTok invites CCP, we talk about Chinese Communist Party if you don't know what that is, into all aspects of your cell phone. It's like, dude,
that was
first
true.
Of all,
that was actually true at one time, but the company's changed hands. I think I don't know if it's the same,
but also like I think most people first of all, unless you're like a spy or something, a foreign government's not going to give a crap what you're doing, right? Like, unless you're building Trident nuclear missiles or, you're doing something crazy, like, no one's going to care what you're doing.
Training with the militia every weekend. They might want to know that.
That would be our government. Our government would want to know it. That's the FBI, and they already can.
Well, they already knew that.
Yeah, the CIA, FBI, they can already get on your cell phone. So, like, I don't know. I don't worry about it. Like, I'm not going to put my data out there freely, but, if someone wants to steal it, go ahead. Like, whatever.
So
my address is already on the FCC website, so.
I'm assuming Mike is talking about my secretary application.
Oh.
Yeah, preferably blonde.
I actually prefer dark hair, Mike. So, but
brunette.
Listen, I really don't care if they can edit videos and send all my mail for me. I don't care. You can look like Pat in a dress.
Are you calling me beautiful, James?
If you can edit all my videos and send out all my mail weekly, yeah, I call you beautiful.
Yeah, well, what's funny with the DOD thing Mike said is if you go on TikTok, like, there's tons of people in uniform on there. Yeah, and they call it Mill Talk, and it's like, if it was really bad, these guys wouldn't have it. Like, I could tell you that right now. There was one point in time where telling people don't put it on government phones, but not anymore.
At one point in time, it was pretty much a Chinese spy, pretty much.
Yeah, when it first started.
But
that was when it was Musically, I think.
It has changed hands.
Yeah.
So,
and if you don't feel comfortable with it, don't. I support that as well.
Yeah, but like
a lot of people don't like their electronic footprint to be that big, and I don't have
put
a
it
problem
this
with that
way.
either.
My dad works at high level law enforcement with the federal government, with the Department of Treasury, and he was doing like some sort of presentation or whatever with the Secret Service, and the Secret Service is now saying for government employees, don't plug your phone into rental cars to the USB port because it's going to download all the contents of the phone without you knowing. So if you're using a government phone and you plug it in to charge it, there you go. You just gave them whatever, secure file emails you got on that government phone. So, yeah, I took it way off topic there with ham radio, but
it is what it is. That's why it's Campfire.
Yeah. Campfire is getting together, hanging out, and maybe drinking, maybe not.
What happened? Why did we change our screen around?
I don't know.
Somebody did it, but I changed it back.
Oh, that wasn't me. Did you ever figure out that admin feature, by the way, James?
What admin feature is that?
I'll have to talk to you after stream.
Okay.
So you can set Hayden as an admin. He can start the streams and all that.
Oh yeah,
I can do that now.
Right.
Okay.
I didn't realize what you were doing that night. I didn't know what you're talking about now. I just thought you're just. I didn't realize you were making me an admin that night. And
Yeah.
I was like, how are you doing that?
Yeah.
Because
I've been able to do that since he invited me on his stream.
Ever since he become my tank.
Yeah. I haven't seen Tank in a few days.
I'm still quite learning all of my capabilities, but
Well, probably him or Charlie One is getting ready to stream, so we've probably got to start
Yeah.
wrapping up. Probably got to start wrapping up. Not
Let's
only
see.
that, but
Let me take a look. I don't see who it is actually. Oh, here it is. It is Tank, and it's Scott, Ham Radio for non-techies. And Scott has a second channel. I know we were talking about second channels earlier, but you should really check out Scott's second channel because if people who don't know, Ham Radio for non-techies, Scott, he was actually he is a chef. He's been a chef for like 20 years, and he's doing a cooking channel,
Oh wow.
and he's just getting that started up. And right now he's like going through like all the equipment and stuff you'd need, and like the dude really knows his stuff. Like I tell you, someone that went through culinary school and all that crap, like the Scott is he's a seasoned chef. He knows what he's talking about. So you definitely want to check that out. I think the channel is called Fear of Cooking.
I believe it is.
Yep. I'll link it in the chat here. And people should check it out. He has like 67 subs right now. But he hasn't done any like cooking videos yet. But people should definitely go check that out. But yeah, after this, Tank is streaming. I'm assuming everyone in the chat knows who Tank is. So yeah, go check him out. Go check out his stream because he's talking to Scott. Scott's a good dude too. I like Scott. I met him in Huntsville.
Absolutely. Alrighty, guys. Well, we're gonna wrap it up. Like I said, I do have that video drop tomorrow. I think it is at 6:15 Eastern. It's a pretty cool ending. You should definitely check it out. I'm quite happy with that video. And other than that, I will be finishing up the 22, the A-Track 22 challenge. If you don't know what that is, go check out my last Wednesday stream, and you still got time to get it in, guys. Everybody who gets to 22 in will get a certificate. I originally said to send me a stamp, but I realized for certificates I can mail them. So I will just mail out email the certificates out for you for the people who did not. The winner gets the actual person who did it first will get a challenge coin, hunter wise and activator wise. But everybody else who does it, compete in it, will get a certificate. It's not a participation certificate. If you don't get them, if you got 21, it didn't count. So it's not a participation certificate. You got to actually do it. But I'll be out in the park later, and I'll be on the stream on Wednesday. Other than that,
and I'll be on Jason's stream tonight talking about SBitX on Ham Radio 2.0 at 8 o'clock Eastern.
Which is a really cool video. All right, guys, we are out of here.